Hearty fraternal greetings and good wishes. We have all come to gain some knowledge. And for anything to learn, there is the related discipline. Yes. Every science demands its discipline. So also the wisdom science. Yes. Wisdom demands that we organize our energy in such a manner that it is in order, and disorder is eliminated from our energy system. It is due to ignorance. People think disorder is freedom. Disorder is not freedom. Disorder causes disease. Disorder causes decay. And disorder destroys the person. This is what fundamentally understood in the wisdom science. Those who observe the nature found that nature has an order. Since we are part of the nature, we can be harmonious with ourselves and with the surrounding people and with the surrounding life in general. Only if we take to certain order. Order is nothing but a natural arrangement of energy in us. The purpose of knowledge is to know how to rearrange the energies to find the right order, to find the right order. If we do not take to the right order, the knowledge that you gain does not help. There are many people who study many books and try to know mentally certain wisdom concepts. But none of those wisdom concepts stay with them. None of them is assimilated. The wisdom is not experienced. The knowledge is not experienced. They carry it more as a load. This is because the knowledge is not practiced. And knowledge cannot be practiced unless there is an arrangement within the being. The first and fundamental quality is therefore to bring order into our life, to bring a system into our life, to bring a rhythm into our life. If we cannot be rhythmic, we cannot think of assimilating knowledge. We may remain a confused intellect, bound by emotions, bound by your own idea of life, which is not in tune with the life as designed by nature. And hence you have your conflict. The earlier you adapt to the natural order, the better you are out of this conflict. That is why it is said that wisdom has to be learned even while we are very young. That is where we have an advantage over your elders. Please note that disorder is not freedom. Freedom comes through adoption to order. This is what is given in the books as the seventh ray activity. For example, in a classroom like this, or in a prayer, if we sit according to an order, the energy flow is effective. If we sit in disorder, then the energy flow does not reach you. There are certain natural forms in creation. Circle is one such form. We can sit in a circle and carry out meditation or teaching of wisdom. We can have a triangular form and have wisdom taught or meditation done. Or you may have a form of a square or a rectangle. Please note that the wisdom flows or energy flows either in circles or in straight lines. It does not flow zigzag. So if you are sitting in a wisdom class, or for that matter, if you are sitting to learn something, there should be an order in your sitting. Yes. So if one sits in that corner, another sits in this corner, one sits over there, wisdom has no obligation to reach you. You should be oriented to wisdom so that you receive wisdom. Yes. Don't think that it is freedom to sit wherever we like. And you may sit in any posture, but your back should be erect. Only then your energy system is alert. If you sit like this, it doesn't flow. This is not the way to sit, to learn. Have to sleep, have to lay down and learn. If you cannot keep your back erect, you can take to a chair where you have a backrest. This is fundamental for wisdom. Yes. The human being should know that freedom comes to him only if he is above and beyond his emotions. And freedom comes to him only if he is above and beyond his mental concepts. And he is totally free if he can exit from this body and enter into this body. That's the total freedom. What is the difference between a prison and a house? A prison is one where the exit is not permitted. So also a human body, which is your dwelling place, if you do not know how to exit from it and enter into it, you are still a prisoner. Remember this. You are not the body. You are the dweller of the body. You have built the body according to your taste. Just like we build our house according to our taste. When we build our house, don't we keep certain exit doors to go out, to come in? Like that, the body also has exit door. It is built for us. But we do not know where the door is and how to exit. And even if we know, we do not know how to go up to that door and go out. That is how a man is a prisoner. Unless he has the right knowledge and the right practice to live in such freedom, which would enable him to move out and move into the body, to utilize the mind when needed and put to rest when it is not needed, and utilize the senses when needed and put them to rest when not needed, and utilize the body when needed and put it to rest when not needed. Only such a person is considered to be a free man. Today, in the name of freedom, and especially in the West, there is too much indulgence into food, into drink, into drugs, into sex, and also total lack of rhythm in daily life. That's where by the time an average Westerner enters into 30s, he is a bundle of confusion with a lot of pride and disinclination to take advice, and causing more and more harm to himself. So, I give this as a prelude and try to understand the very constitution of man. If you know how you are constituted, then you know yourself better. Yes. Until you know that, you do not know about yourself. When you do not know about yourself, there is little that we can know about that which is in the surrounding. So that's where we start to know about the man. Each one of us, what are we during our sleep hours? Do we remember that we exist? In sleep, there is no awareness. If there is awareness, there is no sleep. Is it not? If you have awareness, it means you are awake. If you are awake, you are not at sleep. When you are at sleep, you don't have awareness. In sleep you do not know where are you sleeping, how are you sleeping, because you are in existence without awareness. No doubt in sleep we exist. If we do not exist, there is no such thing as our awakening. Isn't it? If we do not exist, we do not awake. Only after we are awake, we know that we are existing. So when we are awake, we think I am. Only we are awake, we think I am. Before that, where is this I am? The knowledge of I am is absorbed into its source. Yes. Ready? The next problem. So when we are in existence and we do not know that we are in existence, it is called pure existence. about which he cannot know. That is what is called in the Western scriptures as the Father in the heaven. Or the absolute God. In the Eastern scriptures, it is called Brahman. Yes. If you say the Father in the heaven, it is not so very precise. If you call absolute, it is precise. Because it is neither father nor mother. It is neither she nor he. That pure existence is not she, not he, but it is potentially both. Yes. It is all potential. Yes. That's why it is called omnipotent. It is all present and it is present everywhere. It is only from out of it things happen. The time emerges from it. The nature emerges from it. The life emerges from it. The light emerges from it. So many primordial things emerge from that pure existence. So it has no symbol, because it is beyond symbol. It is beyond name. It is beyond form. It is beyond all qualities. It is that which is contemplated by the most advanced students. That is what is called really meditation. Anyway, this is only to know that the one whom we call God is undefinable. He is beyond all our ability to define. During our sleep hours, we are in it. And then we awake. Awakening is not our decision. Because we are not there to decide. Awakening happens. Your awakening from sleep happens because of something superior to you in your system. That is what is called the God consciousness. Your awakening is because of existence existing in you also. As I said, it is present everywhere. It is also present with us. It is present with the barking dog also. There is nothing where it is not present. Nothing can exist without the existence. So the God in you is pure existence, and it is from that existence there is the secondary state of awakening. When we are awakened, An awakening is always given in the spiritual geometry as a point. A point is seen in the mundane geometry as a non-directional location. But a point in the spiritual geometry is seen as an emergence from the unknown. So each one of us, when we emerge from the background, from the existence, we emerge as a point of consciousness. When you emerge as a point of consciousness, as a point of awareness, then you feel I am. Before that, in the sleep, you don't even feel I am.
Existencia. Y ahora ha surgido ya. De modo que ese surgir, ese momento, ese estado se representa por un punto. Nada más que estamos despiertos. Cuando estamos despiertos nos damos cuenta de los alrededores y tenemos nuestro propio horizonte. Todos nosotros tenemos un horizonte. E inmediatamente nuestra conciencia se pone en contacto con ese horizonte. Tan rápido se hace eso que nada más que nos despertamos sabemos dónde estamos y comenzamos a verlo todo alrededor. Así tenemos un campo de acción. Cada uno de nosotros, según sea nuestro estado de conciencia, tenemos diferentes campos de conciencia. De modo que yo soy, el yo soy, con su campo de conciencia, simboliza con un punto en el centro rodeado por una circunferencia. En la ciencia espiritual, a esta figura de un punto central rodeado por una circunferencia se le llama estado de conciencia, o también yo soy. Así que cuando nos despertamos ya tenemos una circunscripción, un círculo a nuestro alrededor, que es la primera cárcel. Luego nos llega la voluntad de hacer algo. Todos nosotros, nada más que nos despertamos, surge en nosotros la voluntad. Surge de la conciencia. La voluntad puede ser, por ejemplo, la de cepillarnos los dientes, la de darnos la ducha y luego venir a la clase de la mañana. Al menos en esta convivencia de grupo es como funciona la voluntad. Cuando estamos despiertos, la voluntad ocurre sola. La consciencia está ocurriendo
and then will happen.
y luego después la voluntad se manifiesta.
I shall do this, I shall do that.
Y pensamos, voy a hacer esto, voy a hacer aquello otro.
The proposal is targeted.
A esa propuesta que uno se hace se le llama voluntad.
So that means
Esa voluntad construye o forma una línea
towards the circumference.
hacia el radio de la circunferencia, desde el centro hacia la circunferencia.
Then if you make a proposal,
Entonces, si hacemos una propuesta,
you should know how to work out the proposal.
hemos de saber cómo llevar a término esa propuesta que nos hacemos.
Any proposal we get,
Cualquier propuesta que tengamos o que nos hagamos,
the next step will is to know how to work it out.
el paso siguiente, lo correspondiente es saber cómo ponerla en práctica.
That means
Eso significa
we also have the knowledge of working with the proposal.
que hemos de saber también cómo trabajar con esa propuesta, saber cómo trabajar con ella.
Anything, if you wish to play football, then the knowledge of football is the next.
Para cualquier cosa, si queremos jugar al fútbol, tenemos que aprender el conocimiento de jugar al fútbol.
If you wish to go for a place of scenery,
Si queremos ir a ver un lugar de panorama
you don't know how to go there.
o naturaleza bonita, tendremos que saber cómo hacerlo.
If you wish to prepare your breakfast,
Si queremos prepararnos el desayuno,
you should also have the knowledge as to how to do it.
hemos de saber cómo preparar ese desayuno.
So the will tells you what to do.
De modo que la voluntad nos dice qué hacer.
Then the knowledge tells you from awareness how to do it.
Y luego el conocimiento que tenemos, que sale de la consciencia, nos dice cómo hacer.
So when you have the will and the knowledge,
Así que cuando tenemos voluntad y conocimiento
then there is the action.
y la acción consiguiente que tiene que ver con ello,
That's how there is a triangular activity with us.
se constituye en nosotros una actividad triangular.
When one action is over,
Cuando terminamos una acción,
then comes another proposal.
nos viene otra propuesta
Then again the knowledge related to it.
y el conocimiento correspondiente.
Working with it.
Y luego trabajamos con ella.
When it is over,
Cuando la hemos puesto en práctica y hemos terminado,
another idea.
nos llega otra idea.
So from morning till evening,
Así que desde la mañana hasta la tarde,
meaning from the time of your awakening,
es decir,
from the time of your sleeping,
desde el momento en que nos despertamos hasta el momento en que nos vamos a dormir de nuevo,
all your activity is triangular.
toda nuestra actividad es triangular.
Getting an idea,
Recibir una idea,
getting the knowledge and working with it,
adquirir el conocimiento para saber cómo ponerla en práctica y luego ponerla en práctica. Cuando hemos terminado,
you get another idea.
recibimos otra idea, ¿verdad?
Kind of triangular movement,
De modo que este tipo de movimiento triangular
bring you out of your awareness
nos hace salir de nuestra conciencia
and you become the center of your activity.
y nos convertimos en el centro de nuestra actividad.
Earlier, it was the
Antes,
circumscription that was driving it.
lo único que nos condicionaba era el círculo o circunscripción en torno al punto que éramos.
The habit of
Ahora
thinking,
tenemos
acting, all the time.
la costumbre de pensar, hacer, pensar, hacer durante toda nuestra vida.
So in that process,
Y eso es ya una actividad triangular. En ese proceso
you descend from your state of pure awareness
descendemos de nuestro estado de conciencia pura
to the state of thought.
al estado de pensamiento.
And even this thought
Y ese pensamiento
has many gradations.
tiene muchas gradaciones diferentes.
From the lowest of thought,
Desde el el más noble de los pensamientos hasta el pensamiento más dañino o más malo, todos son pensamientos. Esto da una gama enorme de pensamientos, una variedad, ¿verdad? Y según el grado de luz que tenga el pensamiento, la distancia con nuestra conciencia pura, que es yo soy, se decide si tenemos pensamientos de luz y hacemos acciones de luz con el correcto conocimiento. Seguimos estando en el triángulo, sí, pero sin embargo ese triángulo estará cercano a la conciencia del yo soy. Toda la creación se desenvuelve como es una actividad triangular. Este triángulo formado por voluntad, conocimiento y actividad es el triángulo fundamental que surge de la consciencia. Y la consciencia misma es algo que surge de la existencia pura. Cuando somos existencia pura, somos libres. Si somos consciencia pura, somos también libres. Pero cuando estamos metidos en el pensamiento, ya no somos tan libres. A menos que sepamos cómo mantener suspendido o en suspense ese pensamiento. Es decir, mantenerlo allí quieto. Ese es el desafío que tiene el ser humano, el suspender el pensamiento, o sea, detenerlo, dejarlo ahí. No es cosa tan fácil.
Contemplation upon pure existence by pure consciousness. That's the final kind of meditation.
La última meditación, la máxima, más alta, es la conciencia pura que piensa una existencia pura.
When you come back to this state of thought, where you are bound by triangle, contemplation upon pure awareness with you in this thought state becomes this step for meditation. Yeah. That's why the symbol is given as a circle with a center with a circle with the triangle in it. This is the symbol to meditate upon pure consciousness. These 3 points of the triangle must be known to all of us, so that we have better comprehension to do our meditational work. I'll bring you down slowly from thought to senses. All this is relating to your head. The pure existence, the pure awareness, and the 3 qualities that exist in you, they are in the cerebral system. Then slowly we come down further. I wish to inform a little more elaborately about these 3 points of the triangle. These three together as a triangle is called a Trinity. The Holy Trinity, consisting of three logos. You call them first logos, second logos, third logos. You also call them as spiritual triad. So we have to invoke the three logos so that we are held intact within the triangle of spiritual quality. So the three logos, one logos is called the logos of will. In the Vedic system, is called Ishvara or Shiva. Then the second logos, that is knowledge. Knowledge is also known as love and wisdom. He is called Vishnu. You find these symbols in India, that's why I am introducing these terms. The first logos, will, is called Ishvara or Maheshwara. The second logos is called Vishnu. Knowledge. The third logos is called Brahma. This Brahma is different from Brahman, the pure existence. The difference is in the letter M. Brahma is the creator. The third logos. Creator means through action everything is created. Brahma, the action, has knowledge and will as the basis. So knowledge and will as basis, Brahma conducts the activity. So we have Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara. You utter them in the morning and in the evening invocation. You should also know what are you uttering. Many Indians also utter, but they don't know what they are uttering. Unless you have the hunger to know, you will not know. Yes. You will only do mechanically because your elders told you. Doing mechanically what elders did does not really help. But it has its protection if your elders are wise. Yes. If your elders are not wise, following them is no good. Yes. So why take risk about the wisdom of the elders? You better know what it is and do it. Yes. That's why the best situation is to know what you are doing. Without knowing if you do, you are only a mediocre. You are only a mediocre. Yes. And doing without knowing, yes, doesn't help us. Doing as we like brings in disorder. In the long run, you are more bound. That's why from ancient most times, knowledge is found to be the key. And unless we carry the hunger for knowledge, and also an order in life, you can't get them. So now, when we say Guru Brahma, Guru is the pure consciousness. Guru also means the teacher. Guru also means the planet Jupiter. Because it is the same principle that functions. Yes. Jupiter is pure consciousness that knows how to will or what to will, how to know, and how to manifest. That is the state of pure consciousness. Same is the case with the principle of Jupiter. Jupiter is called in Sanskrit Guru. Guru means the big one. Yes. Laghu means small one. So the big one knows, in I am consciousness, this triangle is part of it. So when we say Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo, Maheshwaraha, whom are we referring to? To the pure consciousness which we are. It's only we, as pure consciousness. But then we have stepped down from that state of awareness. So we feel it is something bigger than us. Since it is bigger than you, it is Guru to you. So each one of us will have to visualize a disc of light in our forehead. Not in this manner, but a little more like this. Here the disc is a bit eclipsed. In the drawing, the disc is a bit eclipsed. I think this is a better disc. So the disc of light is what we are as we awake. The solar disc, full of light. That is what we have to contemplate. That's the reason why the one I am consciousness, the Guru, comes to me as Brahma, the action, Vishnu as the knowledge, Shiva as the will. Yes. To such a Guru I offer my worship, salutations. That is the meaning of what you say about Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha. And then Guru Sakshat. Verily this Guru, the pure consciousness, Parabrahman. Okay, verily this awareness is nothing but pure existence transformed as awareness. I don't think I taught this way even to the elders before. Because I assume that they know things. But after I realize that they don't. Yeah. So, in one stroke, you are invoking the spiritual triad, the basis of the spiritual triad, that is pure consciousness, and the basis of pure consciousness as emergence, as existence. I wonder how many Indians know when they do this sloka in the morning. Yes. They are least bothered to know. That's why I worry about them. They are obedient, but they don't want to know. They feel they already know many things. Yes, they know many things, but they don't know in an order. That is their problem. The problem of the West is they want to know many things, but they don't have the related obedience which gives them the experience. Yes. Your problem is obedience. Their problem is the will to know. This is what I see when I move to the east and west frequently. In the east they are all very obedient. Yes. They don't have so much pride, but they don't want to know. They feel the knowledge the East has big, but what it is for them they don't want to know. In the West, thanks to science, you have a scientific approach, and wisdom is a science. But your problem is, you want to know as you like. You don't want to have an arranged energy, a rearranged energy. You don't want to get into an order. You hate discipline. And hence you are in a still worse position. When it comes to life, the conflict is more than it is in the West, than it is in the East. Because you are fighters all the time. Your fight inside comes out as fight outside. So East has its problems, West has its problems. Wisdom can synthesize the East and West. That's why when I started this class, I told you what you need is an order, a rhythm, a discipline, obedience to the laws of nature, without which you don't have the fundamentals to gain wisdom. And in the East, they have these fundamentals, but they don't have hungry stomachs for knowledge. Their stomachs are hungry about other things. Yes. An average Indian is hungry of food.
tiene hambre de comida,
Maybe due to centuries of poverty,
puede que debido a siglos de pobreza
they are hungry for money.
tengan también hambre de dinero.
And maybe due to centuries of slavery,
Puede que debido a
they are hungry for power.
esclavitud tengan hambre de poder.
So their problem is hunger for money and power.
El problema es hambre de dinero por el dinero y de poder.
In the West we have power, we have money,
En Occidente tenemos dinero, tenemos poder,
we have science.
tenemos ciencia,
But with all that you are not happy with yourself.
pero lo que no tenemos es que nosotros
Very soon you destroy your health, your thinking capacity with the kind of false freedom. So that's why you are looking more for this universal wisdom. And one good thing with the West is they are coming out of the superstition of religion and they want to get into the science of wisdom. The science of wisdom is overshadowed by superstition of the religion. There is science in the religion also, but in a fragmented manner. That's why the West is breaking the religion to walk into higher dimensions of truth. So this is a side issue, which is also necessary input for you to think. So this is the triangle. These three triangles, these three aspects of the triangle are the three lagos. They are also called the spiritual triad. And as I said, Brahma, Vishnu and Ishvara. Okay. The third lagos works with matter. That is, when you are in action, you are with something relating to the outer. Yes. The first lagos works with force. The second lagos stays in consciousness and balances matter and force. One creates, other supplies the force. Then the second lagos balances the force and the matter, staying in consciousness. That is how we have another triangle. Which is a further descent. Force, matter, and spirit. As a secondary triangle emerging from the spiritual triad. Force gives us dynamism. Matter gives us inertia. Spirit gives us poise. So, these are the three qualities
Son las tres cualidades pues,
that we experience daily in life.
que experimentamos todos los días en la vida.
So, this is another descent
Este es otro descenso
from pure existence.
de la existencia pura,
We become pure awareness.
de la existencia pura, y convertimos en
The pure awareness
la conciencia pura,
descends into the spiritual triad,
hasta la tríada espiritual,
and the spiritual triad
luego la tríada espiritual,
comes out with three qualities.
tiende aún más en forma de tres cualidades.
And there is the matter, the force, and the consciousness or spirit.
Tenemos la materia, la fuerza y el espíritu.
Now we have to see which of the three is with us.
Ahora tenemos que ver cuáles de estas cualidades predominan ahora.
If the three are balanced,
Si las tres están en equilibrio,
you can ascend into the higher
podemos ascender a
triad.
la tríada espiritual.
If the three are not balanced,
Si las tres no están equilibradas,
you cannot.
no podemos ascender.
Inertia gives
La inercia
laziness.
da pereza.
Yes. We have to see if we are lazy.
Tenemos que ver si somos perezosos.
If we are lazy, we are stuck.
Si somos perezosos,
Yes.
no podemos avanzar.
How do we know if we are lazy?
¿Cómo sabemos si somos perezosos o no?
If we cannot get up early in the morning,
No podemos madrugar por la mañana.
and if we are not punctual,
Y si no somos puntuales,
if we forget
si nos olvidamos de las cosas,
many things,
muchas cosas,
there are forgetful people.
hay gente olvidadiza,
They forget everything.
se olvida de todo.
They study, they forget.
Estudian y se olvidan.
That's why they cannot write their exams
Por
also.
eso no pueden salir
Yes.
sacar buenas notas y no
Means their problem is inertia.
significa que su problema es la inercia.
Yes. Why inertia?
De la inercia,
The proportion of matter is more in them.
porque en esas personas la proporción de materia es mucho
If
mayor.
matter is more in us,
Hay mucha más materia en nosotros.
we tend to be lazy.
Cuando hay mucha más materia,
That means we have a body which is very dense with matter.
tendemos a ser perezosos. Significa que tenemos un cuerpo
The body tissues are very dense.
de materia, pero
Yes.
los cuerpos son muy densos.
There are people who look very unpleasant in the morning.
Hay gente que con una cara desagradable por la
Their face does not shine.
no brilla,
It is very morose,
está haciendo
very complaining, very irritating in the morning hours. In the evening hours they are shining.
por la tarde brilla.
Yes. It shows that this is a inertia category,
Eso significa que
lazy category. Yes. You can recognize lazy people
puede conocer a la gente perezosa
by their late awakening,
cuando se despierta tarde,
by their forgetfulness,
cuando se olvida de las cosas
and by their inability to comprehend.
y por su incapacidad de comprender.
Yes. Generally slow in doing things,
Hay gente que es generalmente lenta en hacer las cosas,
living in greater illusion.
gente que vive en una especie de no más grande,
They are very good dreamers.
son grandes, son mayores
Yes. They can even be daydreamers.
y pueden incluso ser soñadores
In the night also they have too many dreams.
por el día. Muchos sueños durante la noche,
It's an indication of laziness.
muchos sueños durante la noche.
Many other qualities are there for the lazy people. I'll come to them slowly.
Son cualidades de
Yes. It's all our story only.
a ponerlo porque es toda la historia de todos nosotros.
And there are dynamic people,
Luego hay gente dinámica,
meaning over dynamic,
me refiero a gente hiperdinámica,
overactive.
gente hiperactiva,
They do more than required.
que hacen más de lo necesario.
The inertia people do less than required.
Realmente hacen menos de lo necesario.
The overactive people do more than required.
La gente hiperactiva hace más de lo necesario.
anything they do it in overdose.
todo lo que hacen lo hacen en una sobredosis.
They are too early for anything.
Siempre llegan muy pronto para ver a todo.
They come 1 hour before
Llegan una hora antes
to the railway station,
a la estación de tren,
3 hours before
3 horas antes
to the airport.
al aeropuerto.
The lazy one comes
Entonces,
late to the airport or railway station.
tarde al aeropuerto, tarde a la estación de tren.
The overactive one comes too early
La gente hiperactiva llega demasiado
and he is restless
y están llegas.
because he always looks at time, the damn thing doesn't move.
Siempre mirando al reloj y no se mueve.
For the overactive fellow,
La gente hiperactiva,
the watch is slow.
va muy lento.
For the underactive fellow,
Para la gente que
the watch is fast.
activa, el reloj va
But the watch is neither fast nor slow.
el reloj no va muy lento.
Yes. The overactive wants to know everything about every person.
Y hiperactiva quiere saber todo de todas las personas.
Yes. If 2 persons are talking in that room,
Si las personas estuvieran hablando en esa habitación,
the overactive fellow is anxious to know what they are talking
la
about.
hiperactiva siempre ansia por saber de qué están hablando.
If 2 dogs are fighting on the street,
Dos perros
barking at each other,
hablándose,
the overactive fellow is interested in it.
la persona hiperactiva siempre quiere saber.
He is interested in all things which are not related to him.
Está interesado por todas las cosas que no tienen que ver con él.
That is his problem.
Ese es el problema de la gente hiperactiva.
The underactive fellow, he is not interested in things relating to himself.
Hiperactiva no está interesada en las cosas propias de una mujer.
Then the overactive has the attitude for covetedness.
La gente hiperactiva tiene la actitud de avaricia,
He wants to grab.
quiere tenerlo todo,
Yes. I must have more.
quiere tener más,
Yes. Even at the cost of others.
aunque sea a costa de los demás.
Aggression is the quality of the overactive people.
La agresión es la cualidad de la gente hiperactiva.
Missionary zeal in religion is overaction.
El celo misionero en la religión la hiperactividad
Yes. Occupying others' lands is overaction.
de las tierras de otros,
Our militant and military activity,
actividad toda esa
annexations, aggressions,
constante militar,
colonialism,
anexiones, agresiones, colonialismo,
is overactivity
se debe a la hiperactividad.
because the man is never satisfied.
El ser humano nunca está satisfecho.
He is hungry for money and power.
Tiene hambre de poder.
So he wants to occupy others' lands,
Quiere ocupar las tierras de los demás,
others' properties,
las propiedades de los demás,
others' wives,
las esposas de los
Yes.
demás,
destroy others' beliefs.
destruir las creencias de los demás.
He is a menace.
Eso es una amenaza.
Yes. The overactive man is a menace.
La gente hiperactiva es una amenaza.
He is a destroyer of the surroundings.
Es un destructor de los alrededores.
The underactive fellow
La persona poco activa
destroys himself.
se destruye a sí misma.
He is self-destructive.
Se destruye, autodestruye.
He is the one who gets into anarchism.
Es la persona que entra en la
Yes.
anarquía.
And destroy himself.
Se destruye a sí misma.
Smoking some drugs,
Comienza a tomar drogas,
getting into some dreams.
empieza a tener ciertos
In the meanwhile, the whole system goes to dogs.
y mientras tanto su organismo se va destruyendo.
So in us,
Así que nosotros
we are considered balanced,
consideramos que somos
considered peaceful,
pacíficos
we are considered poised.
y con equilibrio.
If this dynamism and inertia are stabilized.
Ese dinamismo y esa inercia está estabilizado.
So this becomes,
Esto se convierte pues
in the descending order, the third state, the third object of meditation,
en el tercer objeto de
task for meditation.
gustaría para la meditación.
Many people want to be peaceful,
Mucha gente quiere ser pacífica,
want to be in poise,
quiere estar en equilibrio,
want to come out of their tension,
quiere salir de su tensión,
also want to come out of their restlessness.
también quiere dejar su inquietud,
Today meditation
su desasosiego.
is basically used for that purpose.
Hoy se utiliza la meditación fundamentalmente con ese sentido.
And even that is becoming difficult
Incluso eso se está volviendo
because
debido
the man descends even further from this.
a que el ser humano desciende aún más de todo esto.
By his imbalanced activity,
Debido a su actividad
he further descends.
desequilibrada,
See how much he descended now
desciende, nos cuenta de cuánto ha descendido ahora.
from pure existence to awareness,
Desde pura a la conciencia,
from pure awareness to the spiritual triad,
la conciencia pura a la tríada espiritual.
from spiritual triad to the three qualities.
Tríada espiritual hasta las tres cualidades.
And then if there is a disturbance of the three qualities,
Pues, si hay una alteración de esas tres cualidades,
he is imprisoned still lower.
empieza a encarcelarse y a resolver mucho.
I shall come to the rest of the story tomorrow.
Mañana seguiré contando el resto de la historia.
Yes. The further descent, he is into the five senses.
Se sigue descendiendo hasta llegar a los cinco sentidos.
And then still further descent,
Aún se desciende más todavía,
he is into the sevenfold body.
llegando al cuerpo séptimo.
And the final descent,
Y el descenso final
he is into objectivity.
es la objetividad.
And then there you are imprisoned.
Y es donde estamos en la cárcel.
So you are imprisoned by objective thoughts,
Estamos encarcelados por pensamientos objetivos,
imprisoned by your body,
pero estamos impresionados,
imprisoned by the temptations of your senses,
presionados por nuestro cuerpo, por las situaciones de los sentidos,
imprisoned by your imbalanced triple quality.
por nuestra cualidad triplemente desequilibrada.
These are the four basic strong imprisonments.
Estos son los cuatro encarcelamientos fuertes
Thereafter, the imprisonment of the triad and the circumference around the I am consciousness.
después el aprisionamiento.
So beyond these six imprisonments, you go to the seventh.
Así que más allá de estos cinco encarcelamientos vamos al séptimo.
So we should know
Tenemos que saber
how to live in the higher
cómo vivir
realms
en las áreas superiores
where we can be a son of God.
donde podemos ser hijos de Dios.
When you are in the triple qualities,
Cuando vivimos
you have already descended from the head
en la cualidad triple, hemos descendido hasta la
and through the throat.
y a través del cuello.
Yeah. You will get into the fivefold activity
Vamos descendiendo hasta
of the middle part of your body,
el cumple de la parte voluntaria
which I will explain to you tomorrow.
que mañana nos explicaremos.
So in today's class,
De modo que en la clase de hoy
we have understood
hemos entendido
how daily the descent happens with us.
cómo ocurre cada día ese descenso en
It happens very fast.
muy rápido ocurre ese descenso.
So through analysis we know this.
Eso lo sabemos mediante el análisis.
Yes. This is a telescopic vision.
Esta ha sido una visión telescópica.
More detail can be given, but it is enough for us to know where we stand
Se podrían contar más detalles.
or where we stay
Es suficiente para decir
and where are we to stay.
dónde estamos, dónde tenemos que estar.
Thank you. I shall meet you in the evening
Esta tarde
at 5:30
vendré a veros a las 5
to give you some idea of whatever is chanted.
para daros una idea o hablaros de lo que habéis cantado.
Thank you. मेधां मे इन्द्रो ददातु मेधां देवी सरस्वती मेधां मे अश्विनावुभौ तादत्तां पुष्करस्रजाः आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रमधुबलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदम् माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्तु अनिराकरणमस्तु तदात्मनि निरतेयमुपनिषत्सु धर्माः ते मयि सन्तु ओम शांति 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 ही. Hearty fraternal greetings and good wishes. Let us quickly recapitulate what was discussed yesterday. From out of pure existence, which has no symbol, no name, no form, no quality, there is the awakening, just like our awakening in the morning. When we are awakened, we feel I am. The symbol for that is circle with a center. Yes. You feel that you are existing. You know that you are existing. You become aware of your existence. So it's a kind of becoming from being. In pure existence, there is no knowledge of existence. Now you have become aware. That is why it is called the background of all backgrounds, being. Being or beingness. It is with us. It is from that background we awake every morning. When we are awake, we feel I am. In sleep you don't feel I am. You don't feel anything. You don't know that you are even sleeping. So that is the absoluteness or absolute existence. This is called existence as awareness. When you have known of your existence, you have a field of activity. That's how You have a circumference. The circumference is to the center. If there is no center, there is no circumference. If the center disappears, the circumference also disappears. If the center exists, the circumference also exists. You understand this? Only when you are awake, you have the surroundings. Otherwise you have no surroundings. In sleep, you don't even remember that you are sleeping at Visakhapatnam. And in the Indian conditions, that you remember only if a mosquito bites you. Or if there is too much heat and you get up in the night. If you don't sleep well in the night, that means you are awake. Then you remember how you are in India. Not otherwise. In sleep, it is pure existence without even awareness. The awareness is merged into itself. We have to contemplate upon that. How are we in this sleep? And from where have we come out in the morning? Yes. How is it that we awakened? Yeah. We take the awakening as granted. But awakening has all the secrets of seeming non-existence to the knowledge of existence. Yeah. So that is one secret which we daily miss to know. Likewise in the night, when we sleep, we do not know where we are going in the sleep, how we are in the sleep. So the state of our state in sleep is not known, and the process of awakening is not known. But having awakened, we quickly get into the triple activity. This is what I explained to you yesterday as the will to do. You get a proposal to do something in the morning as you awake. One proposal or the other will surely come if you are awakened. Yes. As much as we awake, the proposal will come, we will sleep again, a little more. The sleep is not sufficient. That's a normal thought you get if you are not accustomed to getting up early in the morning. The proposal comes, why can't we sleep a little more? Then another proposal comes. It doesn't look nice, all others are getting up, so we should also get up. Something like that. So the proposal starts. The moment you are awake, the proposal is there. That's the will. Once you will something to do, then there is the knowledge to do. And then that knowledge will lead you to action. So that is what I have explained to you as the spiritual triad in you. I am is pure consciousness. I am is pure consciousness. The state before is pure existence. Pure consciousness is like the silver screen, like the movie screen. Upon that, there is the proposal of an activity and the knowledge relating to it and the action as such. So, the I am consciousness is filled with a triple activity all the time. This is how, from out of background, the pure consciousness comes. And the pure consciousness also gets into background when you are in activity. So what is to our cognizance is our activity. We forget that this activity is upon the basis of pure consciousness. And we also forget that this pure consciousness itself is an emergence from some background which we do not know. So the whole spiritual activity is to know how we are without this triangle. Without the triangle, we are a unit of awareness or consciousness. So that's why it is said, I am light. I am consciousness. And I am. Yes. So this I am is, there is an imposition of triple activity upon the I am. That's why the triple activity is concurrent with our awakening. That's the reason why we meditate upon the triple activity as the three lagos. And the pure consciousness beyond the three lagos is given many names. It is called synthesis. It is called God in creation or God in man. Yes. When you are engaged in activity, you forget that you are pure consciousness. And these three qualities reflect, see, these three lagos reflect three qualities. Yes. I explained to you yesterday. Yes. One is dynamism, another is inertia, and the third is poise. So, from pure existence to pure awareness, from pure awareness to the triple quality, three lagos, from three lagos to three qualities. In us, in a mundane human being, these three qualities are not in equal proportion. Either the inertia is more than dynamism, or dynamism is more than inertia. I explained to you. Yes. How? If you are more in inertia, you tend to forget
y a olvidarse,
you tend to misunderstand,
tiende a entender las cosas mal,
you tend to sleep more,
tiende a dormir más de la cuenta,
and you tend to eat more,
tiende a comer más de la cuenta,
and you tend to get a very heavy body.
tiende uno a tener un cuerpo muy pesado.
If you are in dynamism,
Si estamos en el dinamismo,
you tend to be overactive,
estamos
aggressive,
agresivos,
coveted, hungry for power.
ambiciosos de poder.
So like that. So all that was explained to you yesterday.
Eso
Our major problem is balancing these three qualities in us.
problema principal es equilibrar estas cualidades en nosotros.
If two are balanced, the third is already balanced.
Dos están en equilibrio, la tercera está también.
That is why Pythagoras speaks of equilateral triangle, where all the angles are equal. That is the state of a poised man. If all the angles of a triangle are equal, it is considered to be the best triangle. A triangle that is in poise, which can merge in its higher through the poise. The consciousness, that is, each time you come into activity, your consciousness also gets down into it. This is how you only work through your activity. If you don't cooperate, nothing works. So if you make your three qualities equipoised, then you are said to be a poised person. This is where we are required to ensure that our activity, food and rest are brought to a rhythm. You should bring out in your daily rhythm a kind of balance. Each one has to find his own balance. Yes. Some bodies may require a little more food. Some may require a little less food, depending upon the texture of the body. What is important is, the body should not come in the way of your activity. You should not feel sleepy. You should not feel lazy. Yes. If you feel lazy, if you feel sleepy, or if you find yourself very forgetful, it means the body is more in inertia. Such people, they live more in illusion, more in dreams, illusions, dreams, inertia, inclination to sleep. These are all the qualities of heavy body. So if we find such things in us, we should try to see that we regulate our food. That is the reason why when you walk into advanced practices of spiritualism or advanced practices of wisdom, you tend to take lighter and lighter and lighter food. Because heavy food makes the tissues of the body very dense. Light food makes the tissues of the body very light. That's where you have to see what is the quality of food we eat and then see if we can improve upon it, so that the body does not come in the way of the progress which we wish to make with ourselves. So among the heavy foods, non-vegetarian food is considered to be the most heavy. Yes. And then the roots that are grown under the earth are considered heavy. The vegetables that are grown above the surface of the earth are considered light. The fruit juices are considered to be even lighter. Water is considered the lightest material for intake. Yes. Taking in more air is considered as the subtle food. If you take more and more oxygen into your body through breathing, you receive more life force than a kg of heavy food. In the heavy food, the matter is much, life is less. There is more mass and less energy. In the lighter food, there is more energy and less mass. So if we find our body very massive, full of mass, we have to see that we change our eating habits gradually but not suddenly. People want to diet and reduce their weight, and they make very sudden changes in their food. That is dangerous to body, because in nature everything happens in a very gradual manner. So your change should also be as gradual. It cannot be sudden. The dawn is not sudden. The dusk is not sudden. The movement of the planet is not sudden. The growth of the planet is not sudden. Nothing happens suddenly in the universe, in the nature, except in emergencies. So also, if we know that our body does not cooperate with us and we wish to improve upon it, we should introduce the changes in a very delicate manner. That will help us to see that the inertia is overcome. This is one aspect of the body. Even more than the air, the lightest food that one can take in is considered to be the morning light. Yes. If you receive more and more the morning light by orienting to the east, through your body, the body has receptors to receive this light into you, and that itself is food. That's the subtlest food, because the solar energy is the energy for the entire solar system. So the technique of meditation and working with Gayatri is a technique to receive the spiritual food which not only nourishes your body but also nourishes your mind and the soul. That is how invoking light, solar light into your being has become the first aspect of wisdom life. We are expected to wake up early and invoke light into our being. That is food for the soul, food for the mind, food for the body. That's the first food. Not a piece of bread. Yes. Then the next best food is breathing in as much oxygen as you can. If you can breathe in as much oxygen as you can, you throw out so much of carbon. That is why morning breathing exercises have come to be part of wisdom rhythm. And then next will come drinking a liter of water. We think that it is not food. Yes. And mostly we don't drink at all, as much as is needed. Water is full of energy. And the next in the order is fruit juice. And then fruits. Yes. And then vegetables. And then cooked vegetables. And then will come the cereals. After that will come the roots. And after that it is meat. So much variety of food is there. Subtler the food is, greater is the energy, and lighter is the body. Because the bodies are accustomed to very heavy food, the bodies do not allow us for morning invocation of light and inhalation of oxygen. Though this knowledge is available, there is a repulsion in the body to these subtler aspects. The dense aspect in you prevents the subtle aspect to enter into. You get a lot of resistance. And you try to develop theories that it is not good. Yes. It is not good if we don't eat immediately after we get up from the bed. I know people who fear if they don't eat anything within 15 minutes from the time they get up from the bed. There is a fear that they die if they don't eat. I know people who cannot fast even a day in life. It's like a nightmare to them. They cannot. They feel the whole world will collapse if they don't eat a day. But then we think of seers who lived just on air and light for months and even years. So how it has become possible to them? How it is not possible to us? That's why in the field of wisdom, food plays a role because it has an impact on your body, and body is an important implement or tool for any accomplishment. If the body does not cooperate, there is little that we can do. Unless the body is trained very early, it becomes a non-cooperative spouse. Yes. If you have a non-cooperative spouse, the life is in conflict. Yes. Luckily you are not into that stage of life. That is where you have to be very choosy about your spouse. You can't choose anything or everything as your spouse. So the body is your spouse. It is female compared to the soul. The body should cooperate. If it doesn't cooperate, there is little that can be achieved. For all that you want to accomplish in life, body is the fundamental tool. In Veda it says, it is said that for you to accomplish all and every dharma in the universe, the body is the means. So you have a duty to see that your vehicle is intact. Without that, nothing can be done. It cannot be let loose to fall into disease. It cannot be allowed to dominate you. Yes. It should be supple, elastic, and should be able to cooperate with you at all times. That's the reason why in the youth you must ensure that the body is well trained. A body that is not well trained in youth will be a big problem as you progress in life. All the joints should be elastic, and you should be able to bend like rubber. Yes. You cannot be stiff like a stick. Yes. That's where in the wisdom life they suggest asanas to keep the body supple. So there is a lot to work with the body in the initial stages of your life, to see that it cooperates with you, that it does not demand sleep all the time, does not demand food all the time, and we respond to its minimum demands, but it should respond to our demands. It's like your vehicle, your horse. The horse should listen to you. You can't go according to the program of the horse. This is the first step one has to learn. That is why much emphasis is given for training the body in the initial years of your life. Unless we give this training to the body will start showing up its funniest characteristics in the form of many diseases. First thing is constipation. Yes, that is the first signal. Look here, I am not willing to cooperate with you. Yes. And the discipline is, according to Ayurveda, if you don't defecate, you will not eat. You will only drink water. If you don't defecate, you will not eat. You will only drink water until defecation is done. This is given as a cardinal principle. Drink and drink and drink until the defecation happens. If you start eating without defecation, the constipation will slowly settle down in you. When what you have eaten is not digested and the rest is discharged, it produces lot of carbons in the body, lot of poisonous gases in the body. It is these gases and poison that will start creating trouble in the body, and as you grow to 30 years, you are already disturbed. Your health is disturbed. That's why Ayurveda says the most important test to the body is it defecating regularly? Yes. I know people who keep on eating even without defecation for days together, and the number is more in the West. And the innumerable diseases in the West are more due to this fundamental principle of eating without defecation. If you do that, you have installed a carbon factory in your body. And you be sure that you will, by 45, 50 years, you have many diseases. All this is given in the book Mithila under the caption Food. Yeah, so you have to take care of food so that inertia is taken care of. Inertia is mostly due to inactivity in life, and inactivity is due to excessive sleep, lack of adequate work, and excessive eating. So each person has to see if he is active enough. Yes. If he is not able to sleep in the night, it is because he has not given enough activity to the body during the day. The underactive person also cannot sleep.
La persona hipoactiva tampoco puede dormir.
The overactive person also cannot sleep.
La persona hiperactiva tampoco puede dormir.
That's why you have to ensure that you take the right food that is suitable to your body and consider that your body is not in good condition if you are forgetful. You have to see in yourself, am I forgetful? If I am forgetful, it means there is inertia in me. So I have to bring in more discipline related into my body. So inertia is one aspect where there is a doctrine how to work with it. And then activity. Activity can be overactivity, underactivity. Overactivity burns you away faster and it disturbs the rhythm of life. Overactive people also die soon because they burn away the life force. They do not give enough rest to the system. The body as is given is good enough for 84 years. All faculties can function thoroughly well up to 84 years. If one can be more than that, it is still better. An overactive person burns away the body so fast. It is like excessive use of the vehicle. Yes, in some people, the vehicles are overused. And with some people they are underused. So overactivity is also as avoidable as underactivity. You should plan your activity. Yes. In the day of 24 hours, you should decide how many hours of rest, how many hours of work. You should also decide what are the timings for food. That is the first step. Food, rest and work. Plan the day. And then see what quality of food. And then what quality of activity. The quality of food and the quality of activity